So, in the previous episodes, some charity distribution and collection, appropriation, gratitude for Joanne Foster, a wonderful woman. She helped us a lot, and she also helped some communities in this community, bizarre as it was, in Shit Creek in Oltenia, somewhere not far from Oltenia, from Craiova, I guess. Then in Baia Mare, where they took us, where dracu și-a înțărcat copii, or what was that? Something where Satan took his children, or some strange saying here, I don't even remember. In the most bucolic places, but also on some dangerous roads where I kicked my car. The UFO, the fantastic Audi, green Audi, that was a car which changed the game, a game changer, because we would drive in it and the girls would just terminal come running after it. I'm exaggerating. Bă, tu știi, eu te bat dacă nu... Tu-s mama, mă, de prost. They're supposed to be clever, you know. There's that Alex, the African Grey, spoke hundreds of words, told the Irene Pepperberg, the professor that was the friend and master, owner, I missed you, and things like that. Knew and associated shapes, colors, and things, knew so much. And this guy, especially the blue and orange, blue and gold, I mean, he's has not been able in 10 years to learn not to scream as an idiot. That's all he needs to know. Fucks my brains all the time. Termină, mă, tâmpitule. So, where was I? The car, helicopter car. There were some adventures with it, starting from the one I mentioned in getting it so high. It was so difficult and it was so much more expensive than planned. Then it disappeared. I had to find it again and pay a bribe, pay a policeman as a private detective to work for me, because he wouldn't sue the garage, sue the mechanic. You left it with them, you left the key. It's not a theft, this. It's abuse of trust, and it's something to be settled in court. How should I know? Maybe you had you didn't pay some... anyway. So, but when, with some money under the table, he changed his view, and then eventually the car was found abandoned, actually not far from here, near a bridge, on the Griviței, București Noi Avenue. So, something else. Let me say something else. Before getting the car, I had the car as a deposit. I had the car of Ștefan, which was a Dacia, a better one. Well, I keep mentioning the joke. Why do you have heating? How do you double the price of a Dacia, Skoda, Lada of those days to just fill the tank? But this was, well, for a lousy model, lousy make, better. And more importantly, it had a special number, a plate. In those days, you had, first of all, the nomenclatura, the more equal animals, as George always said, bă, dar ești idiot, te bat, dar nu te vezi. I had 1, 2 at the beginning, which indicated there's some way, and small numbers. And this would had 1B plus, I don't know, three numbers then, or something, which indicated this is somebody well connected. And to say it now, it helped in one instance when we were stopped by the miners, thinking we are students, intellectuals, something which would mean the other side. And I pointed to the number. I said, no, well, the old guard, the first and I guess we didn't look into too intellectual, too smart. We didn't look as belonging to the intelligentsia, or so let us pass. I mean, it could have been, if not disastrous, it could have been brutal. Some arms broken or something if they suspected we actually really belonged to the other side. However, I was driving without a driver's license. I mean, I mentioned in some previous episodes that the guy who was giving me lessons would keep me in the same place, would teach me for, I don't know, 120 hours that this is the rear view mirror, and this is how you signal left and right, without making any progress, because he wanted me to pay, I don't know, for 20 years to pay lessons, to get lessons from him. So I had to fast track with my sister, and I was able to drive actually quite well. There's this Lake Wobegon effect. Most people, majority of people, I know 60, 70, 80% of us say we're better than average, which is absurd. You can't have that many people being better than average. We're all, or most of us, average. That's the idea. And very few, Lewis Hamilton and so on, are very special. Maybe I can say I was a pretty good one, because we managed to escape situations which were dangerous, and we had to, if not, I mean, not Formula 1, you can't do that with a Dacia. Still, we had to navigate through 13th, 14th, 15th of June 1990, when the miners came here in the car, and eventually we did get a bullet. Of course, we couldn't drive with a Formula 1 car faster than the bullet. We got a bullet in the engine, and it was heading for Adrian. If it weren't stopped by something culass or something, a metal section of the engine, I forgot which, it could have hit him. Maybe not killed him, since the engine is lower, and I mean, his chest and that would be higher, I guess, but who knows, coming from still it could hit his legs, or ricochet. They could have ricocheted and killed me. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, lucky Jim. An excellent book, fantastic masterpiece by Kingsley Amis, one of the top 10 I love. So they're there. Okay, let's have them in the picture. So that was one thing. However, the start of these riots, the Stone Age brought by the miners, and called by Iliescu an idiot, a monster, something like the very stable genius of the US. So it started in a strange way for us. We had this habit in the days of communism. I would go with Adrian in the dormitories, Kamine, where the student girls lived. Those who came from outside Bucharest, they had some quarters. Most often we would go to Polytechnic, where there would be thousands and thousands. Quite often we also go at the university students near the Faculty of Law at the Opera, actually. And we would sell mărțișoare, we would sell some things, some termina, small gifts which are given for 8th of March. It's a tradition here. 8th of March also being the International Day of the Women, International Women's Day. So we had that thing, and some strange things happened there too. There was one woman I remember, a wizard, a witch. She would tell the fortune teller, and she did tell Adrian some things I didn't know. I mean, it wasn't a question of I told her on the side, look, let's shock him, and I'm telling you that he has 3 sisters and so on. No, there was something very strange there, very strange, and so that's what happened. And coming back to this 1990 period, we went in this time in the dormitory Moxa for the students of the Academy of Economics, and a very small part of these quarters were for the students in art. And something strange happened here, but I will leave that for tomorrow, because I would end and then have to continue tomorrow. To say for the next episode, they nearly used the hot iron on me, thinking I'm an agent for the not secret service, but for the special services, for the Securitate or something, and coming there to question them, and thinking me weird. I'm not, am I? Well, I was different then. They wanted to test me, and eventually they were ready to use the iron with which they were ironing shirts and skirts and whatnot, to use on me, eventually on my face. But that's for tomorrow.